Hi, everybody, and welcome to Connecting ACO Community. I'm Derek Bermel, Artistic Director of the American Composers Orchestra, and Connecting ACO Community is made possible by a lead gift from Augusta Gross and Leslie Samuels, our very good friends. Thank you so much to our great staff, Lindsay Working, Aiden Feldkamp, Jade Jiang, Stephanie Polonio, Jay House, and of course, our president, Ed Yim. And thank you so much to Christina Jensen, PR, for being here with us and helping support Connecting ACO Community. Today, ACO is traveling to LA and Chicago, and of course, here in Brooklyn with me. So we're covering all the coasts, including the third coast of Chicago. We have composer Dawn Norfleet and pianist and vocalist and composer Clarice Assad, two good friends of ours. And please welcome them to hear Dawn Norfleet's new compositions, A Meditation and Vapayu. By the way, to our audience, hello, Dawn. Hello, Clarice.
Hi.
Hello.
To our audience, please tell us where you're calling in from. Tell us in the chat. You can access the chat here on StreamYard. You can use the chat function and let us know your thoughts about what you're seeing and hearing. And I would advise you to use headphones for this performance because you'll get the best possible results. But if you can't, it's fine. You'll be fine without headphones. Don't worry. See, I'm not wearing headphones. I'm fine. I'm doing fine. Welcome, Clarice, and welcome, Dawn. How are you both?
Doing great, all considering.
Excited.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And Dawn, can you tell us a little bit? This is a very special collaboration for me personally because I know both of you as performers and composers, vocalists and instrumentalists, and also brilliant thinkers about music and all things musical. Dawn, can you tell us a little bit about this project and these two pieces in particular?
Okay. So first of all, I'm so thrilled to be a part of this program, and there's so many things, so many coincidences, I guess. For one thing, Clarice and I were both on the same program for at the Bloomington Symphony Orchestra just in February, and we didn't know each other then, so we'd never met. And then we happened to be on the same program, and then a few months later, I get this email from Jade at American Composers Orchestra saying that she would like to collaborate with me, and I was just like really, thrilled. Also because I was familiar with her family because I just happened to be listening to some of her family members' music, like just during that particular period, just by happenstance. So.
Wow. Well, Bloomington in February sounds thrilling and chilling.
Yeah.
And of course, we do know, Clarice, that you come from a very esteemed musical family, some incredible roots there with your dad, your uncle, your aunt, cousins, all kinds of people who are all musicians. How was it to grow up in that family? Maybe hard to describe in a few words.
Well, yeah, it's great and it's scary, because it's great because the music is amazing, and scary because you have to rise to the occasion, I guess. It's just fantastic. I love it. I love my family. I love playing with them. It's just so much fun.
Well, you've risen to many occasions as a composer, as a vocalist, as a pianist. Can you tell us a little bit about how do you see yourself? Do you see yourself as all those things, one at a time?
No, everything at once, of course. Of course, yeah. But I have to say that once when you contacted me about this project, I was so thrilled, and immediately I thought, as I was reading, I just assumed that oh, maybe, you know, they're going to ask me to write something, or, you know, and it wasn't at all that. It was like, oh my God, no, I'm supposed to be a performer. This is so awesome.
Yes, it was you as performer, wearing your performer hat, which I see you have on there, your performer hat.
Oh yeah, okay.
But then you chose Dawn for this particular commission, and I know you have performed many other folks' works. You're a real interpreter of other people's works as well as your own, and then other people interpret your works. So what pulled you into Dawn's work?
Um, it was just, I really loved, as soon as I heard her music, I could hear myself singing it or playing it immediately, you know. So I guess that's what it was. Very interesting, the jazz aspect of it, and it just resonated so much with me immediately, and I had no doubt about it. So that's what I, you know that I wrote to you like, wow, this is like definitely the first choice ever, and you thought like, I think this is going to be a very good match. You said it yourself, and you're so right.
Well,
Yeah.
yes. I mean, I just as soon as you sent me the name, I said yes. Dawn is going to be great. What did you this particular? Now you actually created that. You're more than just performer on this piece. You're also filmmaker, or what can we call you? You also directed this little film that you created.
That's right. You know, it all started from the fact that I have very bad gear to do live performance from my home. You know, it comes out horribly, and I tried in the beginning of everybody getting quarantined. Tried to do some lives that the sound were so bad, and then I started getting into pre-recording myself and getting a better sound, and then I got carried away with editing, and I lost control. I'm a very obsessive person, so before I knew it, I was making all these crazy edits and learning, you know, these programs, and just having a lot of fun combining, you know, music and video.
Yeah. Well, that's something that's so typical of your work, that it has a lot of heart and a lot of fun. And and it's nice that you found a way during this period to actually expand and to try to find a way to bring live performance home in a more personal way.
Hmm.
Because I think that's what everybody's missing. That's why we started this Connecting ACO Community in the first place, was to keep the work going and to keep the performance happening. But of course, what you've done here with this film is extra special, I think. So
I
I
like
think
it.
everyone's going to enjoy it. And well, let's, without further ado, why don't we move ahead and hear the world premieres of A Meditation and Vapayu by Dawn Norfleet, featuring pianist, vocalist, body percussionist, and so much more, Clarice Assad. Beautiful, Clarice. You know, we're taking a little break between the two pieces, just because I wanted to ask you, Dawn,
Yeah.
this meditation, it came out of a feeling from the pandemic and all the chaos you mentioned, and then wanting to take a moment to breathe.
Yes, I actually started this piece a little bit, like maybe a day after I started the next piece that you'll hear, and they're actually contrasting reactions to um, the feelings of chaos, or the sort of like the emotional roller coaster. Some really wonderful things happening in my life, such as this, and just creative opportunities, and then hearing, about death and destruction and all of that. And so this was sort of a balm, I guess. I wanted to have something that told a story of maybe being kind of these two entities of the vocalist and the pianist, kind of having a conversation about their relationship, how they're dealing with each other, and then they go into their own realms, and then they kind of look back and they try to start what they had what they had begun with, and realize that they're in different places now. And so I was kind of developing a story, but not intentionally. It just sort of, it's probably even revealing itself as I go along, but I know that there is a story. And so that's where it is right now. And so the next piece, however, is, it's joyful. I feel like I've been writing a lot of relatively dark and pensive and heavy stuff. And when Clarice and I met on Zoom, of course, I had a sense of personality, and there was some rhythmic things that she had done, just like in the pause between sentences or thoughts or something like that. And I was like, oh, I know what I want to do. So I had this rhythmic idea, and I decided to create a composition around a particular clave. And so that's what I ended up doing. And so I was like, okay, I hope she likes it. Hope she likes it. And so
Yeah, you can really hear the groove in that piece. Clarice, how was that for you, collaborating with Dawn, and what was the process like?
It was great because I told her, look, it's not going to be live because of the reasons I just explained. And then I was like, why don't we maybe, since it's not going to be live, explore multi-tracking and layering things on top of each other, which I just had a feeling that would work really well. And I was right.
Right, including the film here, which they're going to see. So wonderful. Well,
And
let's. Oh, did I miss something? Because I think you might have.
no, I think it was the internet did something.
Oh, the internet. Ah.
It's okay.
Well, I anyway. Let's go to hear Vapayu, which I guess uses a lot of scat syllables.
yes, and I think I will explain what Vapayu is after the piece. How's that?
Okay, all right. Let's hear it first, and
What
then
means.
people can make their own decisions. And so, of course, those of you calling in, please let us know in the chat where you're calling from and your reactions after you hear the music. Okay, so here we go to hear Vapayu by Dawn Norfleet, performed by Clarice Assad.
Yes, so much fun.
Wow. Well,
So much fun.
yeah. What did you think when you got this music from Dawn? What was your what was your immediate reaction? Did you start imagining a certain kind of arrangement of it, or what were you thinking?
No, because she wrote everything out. So I didn't imagine nothing. The only thing,
Everything was right as she wrote it.
except for my choices of syllables, like I decided to make it more Brazilian because she was so, everything that she wrote, even the piece from before, Meditate, everything is written, every syllable, every vowel, everything is written down. The only thing that I did was like, okay, these I think are going to sound better in my voice than if I was, native, English speaker. So I changed those things, but everything is as she wrote, right, Dawn? I think.
Well, there are like some small improvisations and stuff, some really subtle things that Clarice added, and which is really what I wanted. Because even though I have a jazz background, when I do composed music, I have a hard time letting go and explaining freedom, like you can do this. And so it was an exercise in trusting and letting go and just saying, okay, well, do what you want here. For example, in the first piece, in A Meditation, there was a section that was expressed.
Oh no.
Dawn,
I think Dawn is muted.
Oh gosh. Okay.
that was such an
Okay.
thing.
Yeah. I'm sorry about that. So what I was saying was, let's see. There were moments in a meditation where Clarice expanded on some of the ideas that I had written. Like I've had a challenge, even though I come from a jazz background, and a Western compositional background. When I'm writing composed music, it's been a challenge for me to let go and just to jot down just enough and let the musician improvise. So that's what I really, really, really tried to do here, because I mean, this is Clarice. I wanted to, I just highlight what she does so wonderfully. So she did a little bit of just adding adding a few things in Vapayu, and she had more room to expand in a meditation.
And you're also a musicologist yourself.
Yes.
You have a lot of different sides to you as a musician.
Many hats. Ethnomusicology, yeah. Yeah.
And does that how does that do you find that to continually be feeding your musical language and ideas?
I don't know. Maybe not directly. My area of study was African American music, and my dissertation was on underground hip hop culture, and I can't rap to save my life, but I could talk about it. And but maybe in terms of aesthetics, in terms of, I mean, I gotta have a serious groove, whatever it is. I mean,
well, in early hip hop, I mean, certainly scat is very much in there and tied to that. So there are those roots, and I guess you have that in Brazilian music too, in a way. So there are those overlaps, I suppose.
Yeah, and you have the vocal beatbox, and so there are things that I pull in. It's just probably not deliberately. So, but that would be kind of fun to do, though. MCs out there, hey.
Next project.
Now that would be really cool to do, like a collaboration with MC and Clarice.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Clarice, have you? Well, as a composer, you're often dealing also in this in-between space between notated music and improvisation, and a lot of the musicians you work with, of course, as well. And how do you navigate those two sides? When you're working with an orchestra, you're writing for an orchestra. Both of you do this. I mean, you write with orchestra, you write for chamber musicians who might want to just read it down, and then you're working with other musicians who might work off in a totally different way as far as the materials that they use when they're performing. They might not want a notated score; they might memorize everything. So Clarice, how is that for you?
Oops, bad connection.
Oh, bad connection?
Yeah, sorry.
I was just asking about how you navigate that space between notated music and unnotated music.
Okay. It depends on, of course, the situation. For many groups that I've played with that have a lot of musicians who come from a jazz background, we notate very, very little. Just chord symbols, mood, whatever, melody, like just very much like real book charts, But if you're dealing with chamber musicians or orchestra, you have to agree on everything that you're doing. Of course, you have to be very specific. Sometimes it's good to mix the two, worlds together whenever possible, right? I mean, that's worth exploring, and then trying to find different ways of notation within that world.
Great. Well, So do you think that this collaboration may go somewhere else? Will you be able to perform these pieces other places? And in what kinds of gigs?
Yeah, well, definitely. I think meditation is perfect. It's such a beautiful song, and it's just piano and voice. I can bring it whenever we're able to go out there again and perform. It's something I would love to bring with me. You know, the other piece is going to be harder because unless I multiply myself. But we never know. You know, technology is getting better every day. I might get myself a hologram.
Multiple holograms.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, or
Then
you
we
want
can do Vapayu everywhere.
whole Assad family, each one doing a different beatbox. So Dawn, what else have you been doing during this period? Have you been working on other projects that we should know about?
Well, I have another commission coming up from a violist at University of South Carolina, Calvin Green, I believe. And so, you know, like tomorrow, I'm gonna get started on really looking at that. And then I've been asked to do a very, very, very short piece, like about 60 to 90 seconds, for Gabriela Elena Frank's program, a percussion workshop. So that'll be cool. And so yeah, I do. When you get a chance, I do need to explain Vapayu at some point. So.
Explain. Yeah.
Okay. So when I compose, a lot of times I work from ideas, and I keep some ideas on my phone. If it's like a rhythm, in the case of Vapayu, it came out of a rhythm that I literally just recorded onto my phone. And some things I jot down in a manuscript book, some things I put on Sibelius. So this for this piece, when I was putting it on Sibelius, I had to think of a title. Usually they come to me. For some reason, the title didn't come to me. So I thought, well, okay, but I have to call it something, so I'll know how to come back to it. So the sort of like a placeholder title was As Yet Untitled, but so are a whole lot of other things. Like I might call something Thing in 12/8 or Thing in 7/14 or whatever. So I thought, okay, voice and piano, As Yet Untitled. So it's an acronym for
Vapayu.
An acronym.
Got it.
Voice
And I'm Googling it, thinking it's some kind of ancient, I don't know, Incan, I don't know.
Voice and piano, As Yet Untitled.
Thinking it was some spiritual thing. Anyway, it was funny.
It sounds mysterious, but
Doesn't that sound like spiritual something? I don't know.
Yeah, and I thought, well, it's kind of consistent with the fact that there's all this music going on and vocal music with no words. So, and then I thought it would be kind of cheesy for her to sing Vapayu, Vapayu, So, and I never, I never got another title from the sky, and so this whole process was really fueled from having just chatted and met with Clarice for just a couple of times, right? And just getting a sense of her personality and her spirit, and I it's just like, oh, I hope she likes it. So
I mean, when I heard it, I thought it might be a Brazilian fruit that I didn't know about, because every time you go to an ice cream store in Brazil, there's always some fruit that you didn't know about that you find, like some kind of tropical fruit that from the Amazon that you hadn't heard about before. So I assumed it was Vapayu or something like that. Clarice, what do you have coming up now? I mean, I probably not a lot that's live, but what projects are you working on
right now?
Yeah,
I'm working on getting my video chops up. Yeah, I'm into that very much right now.
wow.
Yeah.
So second career there for you.
Oh, second act, yeah, maybe. No,
Second branch of the first career. I don't know.
yeah, I guess so. I mean, there are many things going on, but this is like where my absolute self is in right now. That's what's happening.
Fun. Okay. And Dawn, I remember you were part of the of the Jazz Composers Orchestra Institute.
Yes.
Years ago, and I remember your participation in that. And so I hope you'll be doing even more orchestral work coming up too.
I hope so. Yeah, that that was such an incredible experience, and just the diversity of experiences and of the composers that were part of that group, and got a chance to keep in touch with many of them. So yeah, I would love to do that, do more of that.
Wonderful. Well, it's fun to bring back these two ACO alumni, brilliant musicians, and thank you so much for all the inspiration, and thanks again to our staff for all the work that they do on this. I just wanted to say that later this week we're going to be we're not going to be doing a show over the Labor Day weekend, but you can catch up with us again when we have Guy Mintus, who's writing for Kelly Hall Tompkins, and you'll see the information there below on the screen about that concert, which is coming up on September 13th. So please join us for that. And for more information on Connecting ACO Community, please go to the ACO website, americancomposers.org, www.americancomposers.org. And for all the upcoming Connecting ACO Community events, you can take a look at that little bit.ly there, bit.ly on the screen. And you can watch us again at Music on the Rebound and on ACO's YouTube channel. So thank you both so much for joining us. It was such a pleasure to have you both, and look forward to hearing more about all the stuff that you're doing in the weeks and months ahead.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.